How do we handle triggers? How do we handle them? I'm Hawk from Help Hawk Healing, and today we're discussing emotional triggers. Check down there in the description and you'll find a PDF download that'll help you to be able to understand some more about this thing we call the mind. Triggers are any circumstance, internal or external, that trigger our emotional attachment to past events. Now, these can be good, they can be bad, depending on our perspective, and we decide our perspective of them. They can be songs and sounds and tastes, words, the lighting, your grandmother's cooking. Things like this can trigger good memories or bad memories. When we experience these triggers, we should ask ourselves what's going on below it. Former military personnel, policemen, first responders, they often suffer from what's called post-traumatic stress disorder. But also, some of us in the general public do too. And these come from different things. You know, if you've grown up in an extremely abusive household and you only know extreme abuse, that's your normal. Once you get out of that and you're not in your normal, you get triggered when things happen. Also, if you've come up in a very cool household, but there were a few traumatic events, these things can also get triggered in you. You know, it's really incredible how these things happen. You know, you can be walking down the street and the way the sunlight bounces off of somebody's car window while you're hearing a certain song can trigger these memories. So, what do? Well, for now, why don't you go ahead and press the like button? Thank you. I appreciate that very much, and it helps the algorithm. When triggers happen and they start feeling very claustrophobic to us, or they start feeling very, just go. What's going on? It's that simple. All you have to do is breathe deep and ask what's going on. And then whatever comes up, just allow it. And it may be something small and insignificant, or maybe something giant. Doesn't make any difference what it is. And what comes up to the surface may just be the surface of what's triggered. It could be something very deep inside. So if we breathe through it and ask what's going on, and pay attention to what's going on outside too. What triggered it? So that the next time it happens, you can be better prepared for it. If we ask the question properly, triggers can show us where stuck emotional energy is held in our body. Okay, where is this in me? What is this about? How old is this? Meaning, what age did this happen? This can take some training. This can take some time. If you check out my abuse recovery method here on YouTube, that will be some way of training you to the point where when things happen, you can ask these questions and you'll get an answer. Your body will talk to you. It's an incredible thing to have your body say, well, this is from when we were 4 years old and mom did this, or dad did this, or uncle so-and-so, or aunt such and such, you know. And it's amazing where they get stored. In my own experience, the second time I ever shifted energy out of my body, I said, okay, where is it? And it said, the pinky toe of my right foot. I said, hold on now. Pinky toe of my right foot. I'm going to trust this process. What's this about? And it was about an accident that I was involved in when I was 7 months old. And didn't relive or re-experience, but reviewed the whole process. But the overarching feeling was, am I going to die now? As a 50-year-old man in trance state, I immediately recognized that feeling. Wow. For 49 years, I've been feeling this. Am I going to die now? Well, no wonder. I was always prepared for threat everywhere. It's not attention deficit disorder. It's hyper-awareness disorder. It's looking for threat from 4 to 10 million angles all at the same time. So I can get there. It's not that I'm having problem paying attention to you. You're not a threat. I'm having problem paying attention to where the other threats might be coming from. So once I actually went in and released that energy, felt that feeling till it no longer needed to be felt, which as a 7-month-old, I had no correlative experience to be able to do. Now I don't go everywhere looking for threat. I can feel threat if there's an actual threat, but I don't feel like there's always a threat. And it was incredible to be able to go through that experience and to have that evaporate, move out. What did I fill up the empty space with? Love. As I've said, we can move the energy out and let it go and refill the area with love. One thing we can do especially is to have gratitude for that feeling being there, for that feeling wanting to protect us. And it seems incredible that our feelings can have feelings, but they feel they have a right to exist, and they do. All feelings are valid. There's ones that we don't like to experience, and some we do. But you thank them. Let them go. Thank you for teaching me the lesson. Thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you for holding on to make sure I was safe. And thank you for subscribing so that we can continue learning together. It's an amazing situation, this emotional experience we call life. And all of these feelings we have. And how they flow. Emotion is energy in motion. And when it gets stuck, if it gets stuck here, or here, or here, or here, it can cause problems. A lot of people think that their diseases are karmic, and in a way they are. But a lot of our diseases have an emotional context. And based on those emotions, and us trying to fulfill those emotions and to fill those emotions with our lifestyle and our way of life, it can cause our body to get out of whack. I really highly suggest meditation. It does help. And the point of meditation is not to get your mind blank, unless you want to be a nun or a monk in a cave for the next 40 years. But what the point of meditation is to move the mind individually into the unit or union so that you can feel that comfortable bliss. And that allows you to allow the feelings to come up. So instead of understanding the problem, you can oversit the problem and just let it come up on its own. So I'm Hawk from Helpful Hawk Healing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for working on your emotions. Thank you for working on you. Most of all, thank you for healing.